I'm from upstate New York, and I went to school up there. I was a college athlete, and I went to school for accounting because that's what my mom told me to do, and I listened to my mom. She's an amazing woman. You know, she taught me compounding interest when I was like 12 years old. Like, who does that, right? She was the first coach I signed up. She's making six figures with Beachbody now, which is pretty cool. But so I go to school for accounting, and I graduate, and I get my degree. And I go and I work for the #1 accounting firm in the country in Boston. And I moved there with my college girlfriend. And my goal was to work my butt off for 14 years and become partner at this firm. That was my tunnel vision. And there was no one that was going to throw me off that track, right? So I was working really hard, getting promoted, got married pretty early, and didn't really realize it, but I gained 30 pounds like within the first few years of graduating. So I kept seeing this infomercial for P90X. Probably the 10th time I saw it, I bought it, and I did it. And it changed me, not only like physically, but like mentally. I felt like I had that athlete mindset again. I felt like an athlete again. And that was so huge for me. And a few of my old college teammates were coaches, and they found out I was doing P90X, and they were like all over me to be a coach. And I was like, dude, I'm not going to sell, like Keith said, I'm not going to sell protein shakes and vitamins and workout programs. Like, I got a career. Like, I got my CPA, I got my master's, I got a 4-year degree. Like, I'm working for this big company. Like, I'm on the partner path. Like, you guys go do that. I think it's cool, but it's not for me. But they did give me, they kept following up, and I signed up as a coach. And I kind of dabbled with it. You know, for 4 years, I dabbled, was not consistent. I would go to an event if it was local here and there. That's where I got to see Keith for the first time. And going to those events, something got turned on that no matter how focused I was at my accounting career, I could never turn off that Beachbody switch. It was always there. So 4 years later, I'm 29 years old, and I go through a divorce, and I'm just over my career. I'm just completely burned out, and I'm getting up in the morning, and I'm not excited. I'm not excited to go to work. I'm going through the motions, and I didn't want that. And I'm seeing, you know, all these other people that had created these lives that they're so passionate about, that they've created all this freedom to be their own boss, and they're inspiring all these other people. And I'm just helping people save money on their taxes, right? That wasn't what was going to fire me up. So I was at that point, I'm 29, and I go, all right, I'm going to go all in on this thing. And I got 7 months left on my lease. At the time, I was making a couple $100 with Beachbody, even though I had been doing it for 4 years, but I didn't do much with it. But I was making a couple hundred. So I had 7 months on the lease. And I said, I'm going to go balls to the wall, all out on this thing for 7 months. And I'm going to make enough with this thing so that I can quit my accounting job and move out of Boston. So literally for 7 months, I lived on Facebook. I lived in my inbox. I was like, when I wake up in the morning, first thing I did was go into Facebook groups and find people to start conversations with, and lived in that inbox, inviting, following up, inviting, following up. I'd go to work, I'd finish my assignments really fast, and then I'd go right back into my inbox, following up, inviting, following up. I'd come home from work, I did the same thing. I lived in the inbox until 2 in the morning a lot of nights. And after 7 months, kind of during that 7 months, that's when my family really started to get involved. So I built one leg with my family, my mom and my 2 sisters. My mom's Beth Reelman, my sister Amy Reelman, you guys probably know her name. And then my other sister, we're only 15 months apart, is Andrea Wallace. And all 3 of them, you know, and my dad, they're making that 6-figure income, crushing it on that one leg. And we do everything together. Like, our team culture is family. Like, our team is Team Boom, but our group is called the Boom Fam. We do all our trainings together. We do everything. We go on trips together. I'm blessed in that way. And then on the left side, I built that all with the social media and the customer lead program. So during that 7 months, I found, you know, some good people through the customer lead program and through Facebook and Instagram that developed into leaders. And so after that 7 months, at the end of that, I was making between $1,500 and $2,000 a week, and I was able to leave my job. I was making more at that than I was at my big, you know, high-profile accounting job. So I quit and moved to the beach. That was 3.5 years ago. And for 3.5 years now, it's just continued to grow. And I've had a blast, you know, working with my sisters and my mom and my family to help them and their teams and their leaders get to that point where they're starting to create that kind of financial freedom in their life. Same with just the people I've met through social media that are now some of my like closest friends. It's so odd that I commented on one of their photos like a few years ago, and now we're like so close and we text all the time. I think you have this big why that's really closely related to income a lot of times when you first start, and to get out of a situation. And then you have to reinvent your why once that why becomes true. Once you get out of that situation, hit that income that you want, all of a sudden it's like, okay, what's next? And so for me, it was like, how can I help other people do that too? And so something I love to work on is helping people get out of their head, because I spent my whole life in my head. I'm a numbers guy. And if you're in your head, you're dead. If you're constantly, if you have fear or doubt or anger or whatever it is, like, you're in your head. As soon as you make that shift to your heart and come from your heart and stop focusing on your head and focusing on what other people think of you and come in your heart and serve others, everything changes. And that's just been my like motto ever since I kind of made that shift into this full time. And I think that's why it's just continued to grow, and why I just am excited to get up every morning and do that. And for me, it's even bigger than that. Like, I honestly, I want to leave a dent. Like, I want to leave a legacy. I want to do something that's going to impact people's lives that are going to be born after I'm not even here anymore. And that's the beauty of this thing. We have an unbelievable opportunity to create this ripple effect and impact so many more lives than we ever thought we ever could on our own. People we're never going to meet. People are going to be born after we're not here. So that's what gets me so fired up. That's all I got.